Hey friends, it's TJ Rumler here again from TJ Rumler Consulting. Thanks for clicking on this video. I do just want to say this one's going to be a little more like right off the cuff, but it's something I prepared a little bit of information on for you based on some things I've been doing with clients to help process the just a lot of uncertainty that's going on right now in our country as we are finally starting to deal with some of the systemic racism that we've been built upon. I'm not here to deconstruct that whole issue right now, but I want to share a framework that I've been using that's typically used for other things. And maybe let me just go. This will kind of make some sense. What you see here is just a very basic diagram of a model that is used in certain therapeutic worlds. Historically, it's been used a lot with people who are in recovery, trying to help people get over drug and alcohol addiction. It is called the Transtheoretical Model, more commonly known as the Stages of Change Model. And what you see here is just a simple explanation, or a simple illustration, I should say, of the changes from pre-contemplation. You're going to go across the top: pre-contemplation to contemplation, preparation, action, maintenance, and then relapse, which is more, usually seen as a part of recovery in today's day and age. The interesting thing about this model, and today we're going to talk really a lot about these first three stages, it kind of hit me that as a society, I feel like when we talk about racism and trying to first deal with and combat and overcome racism, and then a lot of individual white people that I both know and that I have seen through posting either on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, different forms of social media, I have in my own brain and my own spirit have used this model as a framework to help me try to understand where people are as we have this conversation. And I've actually had a lot of my clients tell me that it's really helped them operationalize and kind of settle themselves and take care of themselves better as they navigate different conversations and different social media platforms. I want to share it with you. If you listen or if you watch and it resonates with you, if it helps, great. Share it. Maybe it'll help somebody else. If not, don't worry about it, but just go easy on me, okay? If it doesn't work for you, just put it to the side. The first stage, often called pre-contemplation, is somebody or when someone is not ready to see, admit, or identify that there is a problem. To give you a little context, if we were working, using this in the framework of helping someone get over alcohol, this may look like someone who, despite their drinking causing them problems at work, in their relationship, maybe even legally with DUIs, etc., they refuse to admit they have a drinking problem. You can translate this, or I have translated this, into someone who still cannot see or admit that race is or has been forever a problem in this nation. With someone who is here, I want to start on the right of this diagram, actually. I want to encourage you to maintain your center, maintain your peace. Yelling at, arguing with, debating, especially over social media, is probably not going to get you anywhere with a person who is here. What I would encourage you to do is simply offer up facts, offer up data, whether that be on, history of slavery, how long that took, Jim Crow laws, black codes that were, that existed for a long time in this period, laws that we have created and built on purpose for the oppression of black people and for the promotion of whites, for the well-being of whites. You can offer up even facts as of right now, numbers and statistics around school-to-prison pipeline, criminalization, and prison incarceration numbers in this country. Just offer facts, but don't go out of your way. I would encourage you, if you feel yourself starting to feel somatically stressed or getting upset, offer the facts. If someone's not wanting to take those facts, you've done your job. You cannot change anyone's mind. Unfortunately, we can't. You can also review the past. So in framework of this, maybe with protests. I have a lot of conversations with people who don't like the way folks are protesting right now. Um, but you can simply offer up, okay, well, here are some things we've tried in the past, and obviously that didn't work. What would you like to see? You know what I mean? Like, so just review things in the past have obviously not worked. I hope that's making a little sense. But again, maintain your center. If and when people do get to a place of contemplation, this basically means, okay, I'm starting to admit there may be a problem. And then that person, or, even again, as a society, it's like, if I admit that there's a problem, what would change look like? What is that going to mean in my life? So if you have someone that you're talking with that may be in this stage, discuss with them what realistic expectations for change would look like in their life, what that would mean. Pros and cons. With any change, there's going to be pros and cons, unfortunately. So discuss what that would look like, and then help summarize that person's motivation, so you can help them stay grounded to, all right, this is why it's important to make this change. And the next stage is, once someone has gotten to the other side of that and has realized, okay, I'm ready to make some change. At this point, and I'll say this is, I feel like, one of the big differences I am personally noticing in my circle, as a lot more people in the context, in the conversation around racism and trying to move forward, a lot more people are here. A lot more people are in the stage of preparation where I'm not even arguing anymore that it's not a problem. I see it, I acknowledge it. What can I do? So when you get to this place with someone, I think, because forever a lot of people have been stuck in pre-contemplation and contemplation, so we do feel like we need to make a point. We do feel like we need to give facts. If you get someone who is here, feel free to give them menus of options. Give them, I see a lot of folks sharing resources that people can read, watch, listen to educate yourself. I see people giving restaurants, black-owned businesses that are in the area to support, different ways to protest them. That is great, because if someone is truly here, they're ready to act, and you can give them some of those ways, and also try to help make sure that people are supported. And I love, especially in my community, I feel like people who are in this stage and beyond, we're trying to work together, so that's great. And then encourage them to make it known. Whether this looks like a business that is making a public statement in support of anti-racist movements and Black Lives Matter, or if it's just an individual that's making it known. This is what I stand for. I stand in solidarity with Black Americans, and things like that. If you're ready to make that change, you're ready to move forward, encourage them to make it public. That makes it a little bit more real, and that provides a layer or a layer of accountability. The next three stages in this conversation, in this model, are action, which is just as it is. It's doing the work. It's being in the arena and really getting grimy and doing the hard work, and then the maintenance of it, right? The last stage, which is known as relapse, this is a difficult one to have. Because there's different opinions within the traditional substance abuse world that we won't tackle right now. But relapse, to me, what that looks like in this conversation, and I may get eaten up for making this statement right now, but is realizing that there are imperfect allies in this conversation, and that we're going to trip, we're going to fall, we're going to do things that are imperfect. And what I hope and what we can do when that happens is to get back up, re-educate ourselves, apologize if necessary, and move forward with the movement. Because what happens is, if you do something like that and then you allow it to turn into a shame reaction, you just do what we've been doing for ages, and you make it, again, it's about me. And you can turn into a victim, and then that just stagnates you. And it's going to stop you from. So what I encourage you to do is, if you find yourself moving through this conversation and becoming a true ally in action, and you relapse and you screw up, hop right back on, re-educate yourself, get right back on the horse, and let's move on with this movement. I want to take this time again to say I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you've watched it this far, thank you. I'm honored to serve with every one of you that support this page. I am 100%, let me make it clear, in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. I am trying to educate myself every day in several different avenues and ways to become not just non-racist, but anti-racist. I think that is important that we continue to speak to the powers and to the systems and to everything that has held down our black brothers and sisters in this country for way too long, and try to do what we can to build diversity, inclusion, but also, and maybe most importantly, true equity. So for every one of you who have had conversations with me in the past few weeks to help me learn how to be a better advocate and ally, thank you, and I hope you have a great day.